And welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, just welcome. So, I'm going to do a little different video right now. How did this come about? Because you're probably wondering, what the fuck is he talking about? What is this? What is this? So, we're going to talk about it. There is an issue. I'll call it boots. Professional booters, and they produce boots, and we'll just leave it at that. So, how did this all come about? Well, I'm subscribed to a lot of horror channels. Well, not a super lot, but a lot of good ones to me. And collectors channels. I love watching collectors update videos of their physical media. I find a lot of things that I want that I don't know is out there. I think for film collectors, horror buffs especially, watching collectors videos really lets you, because there are so many movies out there, that it lets you know what's out there and what's been released, the releases. I'm a very frequent user of Blu-ray.com, so I try to keep track of everything, but I just can't. So what brought this about was during those searches, I had found a rather large supposedly a physical media collector, a physical media channel. And he had a lot of subscribers. It's very big. And within I started watching a few videos. I subscribed, started watching a few videos. And it didn't take me very long at all. He did this is being released and that's being released. But probably within the first or second video, I started noticing that this dude was talking a great deal about streaming services, about how he's got Paramount Plus and Disney Plus and Hulu and Peacock and this and that and the other and just Netflix and naming them off. And I'm like, well, granted, you look like one of those dog-bearded, Skid Row bum-bearded incels with way too much spendable cash at your disposal. Granted, you look that way, but you've obviously got a lot of money, So I noticed that he would talk about physical releases, and then he would whine about, this hasn't been released and it doesn't look like this is going to get a release, and he would whine about it, but for 2 minutes, and then he would spend the next 10 minutes telling you all of the ways you could give that studio money for not releasing it and to go support it that way. And I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense. That's not a way to fight this problem. I mean, you do know there's a writer's strike. You do know that the actors and you know what the industry is like. And so I'm like, well, this guy looks very knowledgeable. How does he not know how the industry works? Because the same things that he is saying don't make a lot of sense. So within a few videos, I started thinking he was like a corporate shill. And I unsubscribed after 5-10 videos or whatever, because I'm like, I don't know what this dude is, but he seems very fake and he seems like a corporate shill, and I'm not interested in that, and the stuff that he's saying makes absolutely no sense. So some of his videos on occasion though will still pop up in your news feed like it always does in your recommended videos, and one caught my attention, and it was on this issue. And I'm like, oh no, well, this is going to be fun. So I went and I listened to him, and I was just astounded at the things that he was saying. First of all, there was the passive-aggressive gaslighting, which was, you're free to do what you want. I'll give you an example of that. You're free to do whatever you want. I'm not telling you not to, but I could never do such a thing because, I would just be such a bad person, for doing such a thing. Like, like I'm taking the milk out of the babies of the crew of the movie if I don't, you know, do that. So I mean, you're free to do what you want to do, but I could never do such a thing. And I'm like sitting there with my mouth hanging open, looking like Home Alone. I'm like, what? And then he's like started giving his advice on how you get them to have pity on you. That's when I really lost it, because he's like, if you want to support a movie, go to the theater and watch it. Then subscribe to the streaming service that it is on. And then, go buy it on digital. And maybe they will take pity on you and they will release Barbarian sometime. And I'm like sitting there going, are you seriously saying, first of all, how do you have 50, $60 to throw at a movie and then claim that you're upset that it's not physical? How can you be telling people, because I've never heard that before from any physical collector. Most physical collectors are pretty upset with the industry. Pretty much the way that the writers and all are upset right now, and there's been all these strikes because the corporate greed is just destroying this industry. And so I'm like, this dude is a definite fake shill, right? Because that makes no sense whatever. And as far as the passive aggressive gaslighting, well, I'm just going to take care of that right now. So after watching that, I saw another guy that I happen to be subscribed to. I do like him. And he actually made a public response video to that video. He was a whole lot nicer than I am because I'm Gen X and we don't play this shit. I don't know about millennials and Gen Zs and Gen Ys or whatever. I'm not saying y'all are all that way because there are some very smart, very business savvy. There are some very good millennials and all. But I'm just saying, in general, as a whole, Gen Xs, we just don't play this shit, right? And this guy's obviously a Gen X. And he was like very nice about it, doing the disclaimer. Everybody's got a right to their opinion. And I'm like, okay, yeah, well, sure you do. That's a given. But I'm not as nice about it. And he's like, well, I'm not going to do that, and I do not agree with you, and what you are saying is the exact opposite of what we need to be doing. And I'm like, yes, preach, baby, preach like you're in church, So after watching that, I thought, I'd really like to give my opinion of it, but I don't want to just sit at a microphone and rant. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a little fun with it. And I'm going to say everything that I want to say about this issue visually and with an imaginary conversation. So I'm going to perform a little scene like we're in a movie. I'm going to be an actor. And I'm going to perform this little scene where I'm going to take you with me and we're going to go and talk with a couple of studios, and I'm basically going to beg them to take my money. And you're going to see what happens when a nice little stranger shows up to assist me. Okay. And so I thought, well, this is the way that I'll do it, because everything that I need to say will be said within this. Now, I have my little knocker here, for us to knock on the door to talk to these people. So we're going to do that. And I'm just going to have a little fun with this issue, while at the same time showing you some of my wares. So I also have a mini rant about a website that I want to talk about afterwards, but let's do this first. So come with me, and we are going to climb into my imaginary car, and we're going to go have an imaginary conversation. Okay, so I have my little door knocker, and we're going to take off now. So have a seat, get in the car. We are going to drive down Capitalism Boulevard and have a conversation with a couple of people. So, let's go. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, so we're taking off now, right? So we're driving down Capitalism Boulevard, looking at all the wonderful little buildings and stuff, and oh look, it's Paramount Plus, and there's Peacock, and there's yeah. Where are we going? Oh yeah, okay. What the fuck was that? So you can't tell these days. Okay, I think we're here. Yes, here we are. Oh, what a beautiful building. Hulu, Hulu. Who knew, Hulu? There you are. Well, okay, so I'm going to go up there and talk to these people for a minute and see if they will help me with my issue. I have an issue. I have a problem, and I'm going to see if they can help me with it. Maybe by going directly. You know what I mean? So let's do that. Maybe that wasn't loud enough. Hi. Hi, yes. Can I speak to Mr. Hulu, please? Yeah. Okay. They've gone to get him. Some guy's following me. I don't know what that's about. Hi, yes, Mr. Hulu. Hi, pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I was wanting to talk to you about a problem that I'm having. You see, a little while ago, you facilitated the creation of a work of art that I really, really love. I don't know if I'm sure with all of your projects, but I'm sure you remember a little project called Barbarian. You know? It's pretty recent. Okay. But anyway, I really, really love that movie. I think it is a masterpiece of the horror genre. And so anyway, it was on my top 10 list of the year. Top 10 horror movies that was released that year. So I'm very, very interested in it. I just love it to death. I can't tell you how much. But anyway, I've waited. It's been quite a while. And I've waited and waited. I'm a movie collector, by the way. So I've got like 2,300 plus movies now. Blu-rays and DVDs. And so I'm just dying to have that movie in my collection to watch whenever I want to. So I thought I would come to you directly because I can't seem to find it anywhere. Do you think you could help me out with that? Yes? Oh, well, hold on a second. I forgot the most important thing for you, didn't I? Yes. We're not going to come and beg for assistance without money in hand, are we? My trusty Wells Fargo card. So, yeah, I was hoping maybe you had a copy laying around that I could purchase. I mean, it's money. Capitalism, money. I would like to give you my money, is what I'm saying. So, could you help me out with that? No? Why not? Yes, I know you run a streaming service, but I'm Gen X and we don't do this kind of shit. I'm not paying for temporary access to the movie. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the movie, the piece of art. I want to have it in my collection to watch whenever I want. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether a hurricane is blown over and my internet is out. I would like to own it, this piece of art. No, I'm not going to do that. A, a temporary license? You mean like voodoo or something? Well, I have a Vudu account. It's got like 440 movies in it. I only have one list there, and it's called purchases. In that list, there's only 20. So I've only purchased about 20 of them directly, and none over $5 because I mean, I'm Gen X here. I'm not going to pay $5 for a temporary license that you can jerk at any time by your own words. Right. So I really don't have any interest in perpetually renting Barbarian, and I don't really have any interest in purchasing a temporary license dependent on the internet and me remembering my passwords to where I can watch it until you decide to jerk it off. No pun intended. I'm not really interested in that. I would like the actual piece of art for my art collection. My art happens to be music and movies. No? Well, can I appeal to your fairness? What about the actors and the director and the writers and the cast and crew and stuff like that? You know, you could like make more money for them? No? I don't understand. Oh. Oh. I didn't know that, but I really did. I didn't know that, but that actually makes sense. Okay. So what you're telling me is that when you do a project, the director and the cast and the crew and the special effects guy and, you know, all the people involved, they are paid. And once they're paid, they're paid. So unless, 99% of them are that way? Oh. So there is a small time in which, like, maybe one of the actors has a contract for a piece of the post-production sales, like physical rentals, physical sales, things like that. Right. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Oh, that makes perfect sense. So, like, if Jennifer Lawrence signs on to a movie, she's paid $500,000, and that's her salary. So when I buy a physical copy of Passengers, she's not getting any money from that because you already paid her. Oh, right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. Well, let me try something else then. I mean, that does make sense. I get it. You know, they're paid. They've been paid. It's a done deal. I got it. So let's try another thing then. What about exposure? I mean, doesn't these actors, the cast, the crew, the guy who worked on the special effects, the dress, the costume designer, don't they deserve to have their art put before and available to as many people as possible? It could lead to more jobs, things like that, more people to enjoy their work, So I guess I'm appealing to your artistic side, your fairness side, which I know might be a little oxymoronic when I'm talking about corporate greed. But, maybe everyone should see Skarsgård's, well, however you say his name. I can't never say his damn name. But his performance in Barbarian, or the girl, or Justin Long, maybe they want their stuff seen by as many people as possible, not just people who are paying for your temporary access to it until you decide to shelve it off of your service. So do you could you consider that? Oh, well, that was rude. What do you mean you just don't give a fuck about that because it doesn't have anything to do with your money? I thought you just got through saying that nobody gets anything but you from the physical release sales, so we are talking about your money. Okay, I'm sorry, you meant their money. I got you. All right. But still, think about your own money. No, you would rather have the $60 like that guy suggested than my $20 for the Blu-ray. You want me to perpetually rent it, buy a temporary license, and go see it at the theater, because you think that all adds up to more than the the physical copy. If you don't offer one, they have no choice but to pay you. I got it. I get it. Okay. It's rather rude, don't you think? But okay. Corporate greed. It's America. I got it. So, I don't guess begging's going to do any good then either, you know? Huh? Oh, excuse me? Who are you? You can help me with what? Oh, you're overhearing our conversation? You can help me? How can you help me? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, you can give me a physical copy? Well, I can go download the file myself. I want something professional for my collection. Not just a file that I can go and download. I can do that and stick it as a file on a disk and watch it sometime. Oh, you are talking about a professional looking... Oh, okay. Well, hold on a minute. Where was we? Oh, my money. Will you please take my money? No? Okay, well, there's this... Well, never mind. Look, you're not Brad Pitt, so I'm not going down on my knees, if you know what I'm saying, but I beg you, will you please give me this piece of art? Take my money. Please take my money. I want to give you my money. America, capitalism, take my money. No, I'm talking about fair money. I'm not talking about that $60 for nothing that I have in my hand. Okay? I'll give you $20 for something in my hand. Not $60 for nothing in my hand. Okay? The reason the 80s and the 90s, grunge, the 80s music and all that, Gen X don't play that shit. Okay? Alright. Please take my money. No? Please? I beg you? I mean, I won't figuratively beg you. I mean, I will figuratively beg you. I won't literally beg you. No, I am literally begging. Please. Well, what were... Oh. Well, that looks interesting. Really? Widescreen? 1080p? Blu-ray quality? That looks really kind of cute. Look, one more try. Please, 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 will you take my money? There's an alternative. Please take my money. No? Well, shit. I guess they don't need to eat and you do. Here you go. Oh. Wow. That's... Well, my frustration is just gone away. Ah, that looks pretty cool. It's Barbarian on Blu-ray. Ah, the smell of amray. And listen for the magic click. Oh, God, yes. Oh, Barbarian. How pretty. How cute. That's pretty damn cool. Let's look inside. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Barbarian on physical in my collection. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Give me my damn card. Okay, thank you. I like that. Now we're going to do a little time warp. Okay. This was beautiful. I watched it. Not a click, not a sound, not a problem, not a glitch, nothing. Stuck it in, menu screen, played it. Absolutely beautiful. And now I have Barbarian. Fuck you. Okay, folks. Obviously that was a fail. So let's take off. I've got another stop I need to make. Yeah, I just climb in the back. Okay. Bye-bye to Hulu. I think it's that way. Okay. That guy's following me. I've either picked up a stalker or he knows something that I don't. And here we are. Okay. Very nice building, of course, as usual, isn't it? Yeah, all right. Up to the steps, and here we go. Let's try this one more time. I'm sure it'll go differently this time. Hi, Mr. Netflix? Yeah, your sign is big enough. I was just making sure. Of course you're Mr. Netflix. I was wondering if you could help me out with a problem. You see, you recently, well, not recently, but you know what I'm saying. You've helped facilitate a wonderful piece of art, actually 3 of them, but taken together as a whole. You facilitated this wonderful piece of art. It's called Fear Street, and it's a wonderful, I just absolutely love it. Just retro in all the right ways. I loved every one of them. And anyway, I'm here with my with my trusted American capitalism money, and I've waited forever and 3 days for you to release a copy, for you to release it on Blu-ray or something, and nothing. Well, no, he's not with me. I don't know. He's following me around now for some reason. Yeah. Anyway, I was wondering if you had a copy laying around. Could you please take my money? No. Why? Yes, I know you run a subscription service. I was with you for many, many years, actually. No, I'm not. Yes, I did get rid of you. Well, this isn't a customer service call, but okay. I was with you for many, many years, but each year you posted record profits, and your reward to your customers was to raise my fucking subscription every fucking time. So I said, if they do it again, I'm gone. You did. I am. Now fuck off. Now, it was kind of rude for me to now ask you for a favor. I understand. But, so yeah, I was with your service because, it had things on there that I liked, like Star Trek. But then again, you removed all of them. So there's really no reason for me to have it. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. That Fair Street we were talking about, I've really, really been waiting for you to release that. I mean, it's just like itching. It's like one of those itches you way back there in your back you just can't get a hold of. It's like that. And anyway, would you take my money, please? I understand, but I don't want temporary access to your stuff. Don't you have a thing that you release every month? What's leaving Netflix this month? I don't want to have a subscription to something, a temporary access to it. No, I don't want a temporary license. Yes, I have bought a few digital movies, and as soon as I can find them on physical, I buy them on physical. So, well, such as Till Death. That was so damn expensive that I paid $5 for it on Vudu, and then a year and a half later, I caught an Amazon sale and it was 80% off at $8. You do the math on that. And finally was able to get it. I did it with Wolf of Snow Hollow. I did it with this wonderful horror movie called Harpoon. I bought a lot of movies on digital for, because I really wanted access to them. And then ended up buying them on physical, but that's very rare for me. I mean, all of my movies come from digital codes, bonus digital codes. That's why I did that. So no, I don't want a temporary license that you can jerk at any time, and I don't want perpetually rent your movie every month for access until I forget my password, can't afford it, or the apocalypse happens and the internet no longer exists. Everybody will be knocking on my door to watch movies because nobody has their Vudu account anymore. Gen X, we prepare for these things. Now, sorry about getting a little frustrated there. I am begging you. You know how weird it is in America? Capitalist America? Not just capitalist America, out of control capitalist America, to try to give a corporation my money and they won't take it? Do you know how fucking strange Twilight Zone that is? Huh? Why are you following me? Oh, you can help me with this too? Okay, well, let me finish up. I've already did this before, so I'm really not going to take that much time. Please, won't you please, can I beg you, please get down on my knees, even though you're not Brad Pitt. Please, will you take my fucking money? No? Okay. Here you go. What you got for me, baby? Holy shit. Oh, man. My frown turns upside down. First we have to have the click. And now we have to have the smell of Amray. And here we have Fear Street, the 3 Blu-ray horror collection. How nice is that? We have 1994, we have 1978, and we have 1666 in this beautiful 3 Blu-ray horror set. Isn't that nice? That is just so nice. Oh, Gen Xers can find a way. Let's do the time warp. Okay. I watched all 3 of these. They are absolutely perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Not a glitch. Not a sound problem. The sound was beautiful, even in surround sound. Beautiful sound. Beautiful transfer. 1080p. Beautiful on my monitor. And now I have Fear Street, the trilogy, all to myself to watch whenever I want to watch it. Yes? Yes? Very professional. Looks wonderful in my collection. And now we're through with Netflix, aren't we? Thank you. Now, I'm beginning to like you. I'm beginning to think you're some kind of savior. So now we're going to go. No, we're already here. Excuse me. Hold on. Wait. I actually have another question for you, Mr. Netflix. You facilitated this really cool movie called The Babysitter. Really cool horror movie. I'm not much into comedy horror, but aside from the grotesque hormone juvenile sex jokes. That's a like really fantastic show. And then in 2020, you did a sequel to it called Killer Queen. Anyway, I was, while I was here talking to you about Fear Street, I would also like to talk to you about The Babysitter. I know this is probably stupid of me to ask, but you wouldn't happen to have a copy of that for me? Come on. Come on. Money. It's good money. It's real money. It's not going to bounce. No. Same reasons as before. Yeah. And I suppose you can help me. Yes. I was wondering why you were still standing there. I still have to do it though. Please, please, for the love of God, please, please, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you, won't you please, can you please, will you please take my money? No. Okay. Here you go. I trust you now. No shit. Oh. My frustration just bleeds away. Listen for the click. Ah, yes. Wow. It's The Babysitter and The Babysitter 2, Killer Queen, and a 2 Blu-ray horror set. Isn't that cool? And look at there. It's even got a really cool flip side poster. That's nice. Come on, you have to admit that's nice. Each on their own disc. Very nice. The Babysitter 1 and 2. Never released. And yet it is. Don't you love the way things work? It's never released. And yet it is. I kind of like that. So there's The Babysitter 1 and 2. Let's do the time warp. Yes. Both were perfect. No sound problem. No video problem. 1080p. Beautiful on my monitor. And this came with cool bonus features. That's right. It had outtakes. It had blooper reels. It had cast interviews. It had the trailers for 1 and 2. And interestingly enough, on this one, it actually had, I don't know, I guess it was maybe 15, 18 minutes, something like that. It was a short film called The Babysitter, which was really good. And I'm not into shorts. Well, film shorts. Now, cute little gym shorts from 1984 from Sleepaway Camp. Yeah. Now, yeah. That's... Anyway, where was I? Oh. This movie comes with a... It's even got this little short film on it called The Babysitter. It really isn't anything like, this. But it is called The Babysitter. It's obviously done by the director who directed these movies, I'm assuming. And it's a totally different plot. But I guess it was about 15 to 20 minutes long. And it was actually, the kill was like immensely cool and definitely rated R, if you know what I'm saying. And I love the twist in the movie, or in the little short film. And I guess that was maybe the germination, and then they changed everything around and made it a completely different story for these movies. But there you go. Barbarian. The Fear Street Trilogy. And The Babysitter 1 and 2. Now, final thoughts on that? because I think I pretty much said everything that I need to say about this issue. As far as the gentleman here who helped me out in this situation, sir, I believe that you and people like you are a godsend to this industry and to the fans and to the collectors, and I have zero guilt, as anyone should have zero guilt after what you just saw me go through begging these people to take my money. This lie about it taking funds away from cast, crew, and stuff like that, no honey, you don't know how the industry works. That's just not true, Mr. Gaslighter. So, unless you happen to be in that tiny 1% of actors or directors who get a piece of the post-production pie, there is no more money for the cast or the crew in post-production media. It all goes to the studio. And they don't want your money. Okay? They don't want my money. You saw me beg on my knees. And I wouldn't do that for many people. And yet you saw me beg on my knees and they refused to do it. No, I will do this with zero guilt. Okay? And that little shill on that channel, you have got to be a millennial or something. I don't know where you came from, but you lie. What you said was a lie, pure gaslighting. And all you were trying to do was guilt trip people into giving those corporate greedy bastards that the writers are on strike for right now or recently about this kind of behavior, and you're helping them. You are a fake and you are a shill. And I'm not near as nice as that guy who replied to you. That's the reason why I'm not giving your channel name. Because that's my side of the niceness, not right there. Now, I love it. I waited, I begged, I pleaded. As for you, Mr. Hulu, you just did miss prey, right? When I ordered Barbarian, I was also ordering Prey. But then for some reason, they've come out and said, no, we're going to do it. Finally, after all this time, we are going to release a Blu-ray plus digital. I might have just ordered, because of you doing it for this long, I may have just got a boot. But because you're because you are offering it with a digital code, I didn't buy it. I will buy it the legit way. And you know what? If you do the same thing with Barbarian, I'll probably buy it too. Now, if you just put out a regular old Blu-ray, I don't know if I will or not. Possible. But then again, you're the motherfuckers who waited nearly 2 years and still ain't done a shit with it. So you don't want my money, as you have obviously made out. Now for the little mini rant. It was recommended to me a certain website, a certain storefront, and I'm going to express my displeasure with it. To the recommender, this isn't your fault. It was my fault for not researching more. This place, let's just call it a sloppy site that sells things. Okay. I ordered the Eden Lake uncut Blu-ray, because Eden Lake, the only place to get Eden Lake on Blu-ray is in Europe. There is no Region 1 of that Blu-ray, or a Region free one that I could find. So I ordered that, and then I ordered Looking for Mr. Goodbar, which also does not have a Blu-ray release. As I'm filming this, it's the 16th of September. They took my money on the 1st. And I've not heard another fucking thing since. So I went looking through their fax and stuff like that, like going, looking for their email to go, excuse me, you damn sure took my money real quick. Where's my shit? And the first thing that I saw was I frequently asked questions, and it was basically, where's my shit? So read below before you write us and ask us, where's my shit? So I'm like, oh, God, I hate doing this. So I go down and I read it. You know that they give like themselves 15 to 25 days to even tackle your order? A month. They give themselves a month before they even have to like write you and go, well, I think we're fixing to ship it. I will not be ever buying from that sloppy site ever again. And we'll see what the quality is like when it comes. I'll do a 5-minute little video and see what they're like. Not mentioning the name, of course. But you are very, very unprofessional. That's professional right there. Okay, baby? These were in my hand, and these were from 3 different sellers. They were in 3 different places. They were in my hand within 7 days of paying for them. You know why? Because they make 50 copies and they put it on that shelf right over there. And then they offer it for sale on their website. And then when the order comes in, they get it off the shelf, they put it in a mailer, and they send it to the fucking person that they just took their money from. Now, I don't know if y'all have got to go out and actually film the movie yourself before you give me what I paid for. Unless you've got a time machine, I don't really understand how you do that anyway. But it's very, very unprofessional. And you shouldn't offer things for sale unless you have them for sale. So what it is that you think people, you can take someone's money and make them wait 4 to 6 weeks before they ever get their stuff? All I can tell you, again, we're going to go full circle. Gen X. We gave you the 80s. We gave you grunge. We gave you the new wave of heavy metal. We are Gen X. Okay? Gen X don't play that shit. And let me tell you, unless you are the kind of person, because this is exactly what I analogize it with, unless you are the kind of person, okay, who will go to a hooker, and the hooker comes up, and you're like, yeah, you know, I want some service, and they're like $50, and you go, okay, here's my $50, and then you sit there quietly while they stand back and put it in their pocket and go, okay, thank you. Oh, what am I doing? I'm penciling you in for, it's about 3 weeks and 1 day at around 8 p.m. I'll be by to give you that wank that you just paid for. Now, unless you're a desperate person who is willing to engage in a transaction like that, you have to be very desperate. No. Just no. No. Okay. I'm not going to do that. So as for that sloppy site, I won't be buying anything from them again. And if you do have any clue who I'm talking about, if you do happen to do that, just be aware that that's what you're doing, because the reason I'm angry is because I was not. I did not know that they were basically like, give me your money now. 6 weeks from now, you might have some shit in the mail. No. Thank you. No. This is professional. You are not. So that is my view, my little performance art piece, giving all of my feelings on that particular subject. And I hope you enjoyed it, and or despise me, and or agree with me, and or, you know, you are free to your opinion, and I just gave you mine, much the way that guy gave his. And the guy that responded to him gave his. I just gave mine. All I can tell you is, I am very, very happy. And happiness is very important in this world. And I have done nothing 100% guilt-free. I didn't take no food out, no baby, and no crew member on Barbarian. You know what I mean? I didn't. They were already paid for their shit. The only person I took it from was from Hulu. And I didn't take it from Hulu because Hulu didn't want it. I tried to give it to them and they didn't want it. I did nothing wrong. And they are the saviors of physical media. And the truth is, the only way to fight this kind of crap, like the writers are doing by striking over this crap, the only real way to fight it is to say no. No, I'm not going to buy your temporary license that you can jerk at any time, and I am not going to pay you a perpetual rental and never have nothing in my hand from it. Honey, my granddaddy did not raise me that way. All right? It's just not going to work. It's just not acceptable. And people are realizing that, including millennials and Gen Z and Y and XYP and whoever else is in between there. Who else is ever in between Gen X and now? They're beginning to learn too, because guess what? The truth is, physical media sales are actually on the rise, not declining, like that shill wants you to believe, like a lot of people want to believe. And believe me, these count. And it is the way to show them that if you don't want my money, somebody else does. And I will, in the end, have what I want, and that is this piece of art in my art collection. It belongs to me from my money. It's in my hand, and I get to watch it whenever I fucking want to. And it doesn't matter whether I have internet connection, and it doesn't matter whether you still have it on Vudu, and it doesn't matter whether you are still showing it on your streaming channel. This piece of art is in perpetual mine to enjoy. And that's the whole point of physical media. And it's the whole point of art. There's lots of people with copies of the Mona Lisa. But the Mona Lisa is the Mona Lisa, and it is a physical item. And these pieces of art are physical items. A film and a music CD, and I want them. I want those physical pieces of art in my hand. I'm not giving you money for nothing. So I will see you in the next thing I do, which is actually going to be one of those. And if you just look back in my back catalog, you'll know exactly which one it is, because I've already done the others. So I will see you. Thank you very much. Let me know what you think about this issue, if anything. And tell me what you thought about these beautiful pieces of art and how cool it is for me to now have them all of my very own. Bye-bye. Always remember, never forget, you're a very, very special person, no matter what anybody tries to tell you. And I will see you later.